Just give me y'all's passwords and I'll fix them.
Nope.
Nope. No.
That woke me up. No. All right. We back. We are so much back from this 3-week hiatus. We did promise y'all last week we were to be back, but we enjoyed our vacation too much. I certainly did. I can't speak for y'all, but I enjoyed my vacation too much from work, from everything in life that stressed me out, and I was able to decompress, have a good time. How about y'all? How was y'all's vacation? We didn't really get to hang out, but we're still here. So.
We're social distancing. We're doing a smart thing just in case for our loved ones. It was a good thing.
Exactly. Family.
Yeah, I was here.
I was here too. I binge watched so many shows, and I did basically nothing but go to the gym, eat, binge watch a show, go to the gym, eat, binge watch another show.
There you go.
Help move a heavy piano. Then I strong armed it.
Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that.
The muscles are good use. I was like, I gotta show them.
Yo, it was easy for me. I had 3 strapping men to help, so it was great for me. I had no struggles with it. I appreciate that shit. Mm-hmm. But the vacation did us good. We're back though. Me and Marauders is back. As you can see, it's only 3 of us. Bruno couldn't make it, or King couldn't make it this evening. He had to take care of some things. So this is Max. I hope y'all didn't forget us and our beautiful mugs. This is Max, Thomas, and James.
Making a special appearance, trying to make this a normal thing.
Mr. Late to the party, in for it. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, we were all in these past 3 weeks. Like I said, we've definitely been in our relaxed mode, and now that we're back, it's gonna feel a little awkward getting back into the rhythm, especially for me, anyways, because I try scavenging. There's so much that happened these past 3 weeks, and there's so much to unpack. But right now, we kind of want to focus on what's happening recently, and it kind of deals with what's been happening around the world, especially within the United States, in Washington. But what I want to kind of get in, this is not a political channel. We never wanted this to be a political channel, but we do attack things that we feel strongly about. And this particular subject, if you gentlemen don't mind, I want to start off with, is going to be so weird how I started off, but it does deal with a lot that's happening right now. And the term we're going to be using, or we're going to be very familiar with, is the term PogChamp. I don't know if you gentlemen know what a PogChamp is, but it's a term that came from Twitch. Twitch is a streaming service for video games that a lot of gamers do go and play their games on, which we've done in our group as well. We watch each other play games, talk shit to each other, converse, have a certain community, community that you can have with people that you don't know or people you do know. This particular term, PogChamp, is a term used for emoticon, an emote that Twitch uses in their chats, and it was a term used, or it's an emoticon that's used, or is the picture is from a man named Ryan Gotex Gutierrez, and I'm assuming he's a famous Twitch streamer. I haven't looked too deep into his past. It's just a bit of just trying to give a quick little synopsis of him. If you're interested more in his whole bio, which I'm not a big fan of what he's been saying and doing recently, but PogChamp is pretty much just an emoticon, and he was the face of that emoticon. Twitch has now banned that emoticon with some of the things he's been saying on Twitter that's been inciting a bit of, if not bit, let me not sugarcoat this. He's been inciting a lot of violence, trying to incite more violence that's been happening over in our capital of DC, with everything that's been happening, with the woman being shot, with the officers being shot and killed.
No officers were shot and killed.
You said what?
No officers were shot and killed.
No, he got hit with a fire extinguisher or something like that.
Yeah, he got hit with a fire extinguisher.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I thought I did see something recently saying that certain police officers were harmed.
There was an officer who died. He was hit with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. So I mean, there has been. Either way, there's a lot of violence going on, and I think with everything that's been happening over there in Washington, with the recounts with Trump and Biden and all that. Like I said, it's not a political channel, but it's affecting the gaming world right now, and that's something I feel like we should be able to talk about. And right now, Twitch is banning his emoticon. Gotex is his gamer tag, I think, on Twitch or on these streaming services, and they want to ban just the PogChamp emoticon thing in general. But a Twitter user commented to Twitch saying instead of canceling the whole thing, why not make this a chance for other streamers, other popular Twitch streamers, to have a chance to have their PogChamps on for like a week or a day. I don't really know the length of time that they're doing it for, but so they agreed. Just recently, the reason why I bring this up because of this particular issue that's happening right now. The gaming community, like any other community, has a lot of ugliness in it, a lot of hate. It's somewhere in the corners, in the crevices, in the shadows, and it will. With the internet, you will find any type of people. You'll find a bunch of people saying a lot of crude, rude, and racist, bigoted things. And this particular article that I'm reading from, that I got from PC Gamer, is talking about a certain incident that happened recently. I think just a day ago, and it's with this streamer called Omega Critical Bard Jones. He's known to be a streamer on and also a Twitch worker. I want to assume he does some of the music for I can't see it right here, but he also does music for Twitch, I want to say. And it was his turn to pretty much be this PogChamp emoticon, and he does his streaming and all that. And there were negative comments thrown his way throughout, which he expected. He says it in some quotes. If you want to look it up on PC Gamer, you can find it. I'm not gonna get too detailed about it because it's not necessary. I don't want to get that vibe. I don't want to get that energy out there. But there was a lot of racial and bigoted things being thrown his way, which is gonna happen. And there's people claiming that this gentleman made some racist comments towards white people. And I want to play that. I want to play the clip that he said, because they took what he said and clipped out certain things. They never let him finish what he was talking about. So of course, with how Twitter works or just internet in general, you have a bunch of information being thrown out there and no one's really getting the main source and not getting it from the horse's mouth type of thing, right? So I want to play this clip where people are misunderstanding, and it's just ludicrous. But let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties with my phone. Y'all talk amongst each other real quick. My bad.
So it's a it's a, what's the name of it again?
PogChamp.
PogChamp. And
Yes,
most people were able to switch it. Yeah,
it's pretty much just emoticons. Like, I will have to show you a picture to really show. You have to look it up just to see what it means. Okay. But this is the clip. This is the clip that I found. This is from the gentleman, Critical Bard, the one that Twitch chose for this week, for that day, to be the PogChamp. So this is his clip right here.
When you say white lives matter, they don't. And I'll say that again, whether I'm a Twitch partner or not, just so you know. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing. You can be proud of being Italian. You can be proud of being Scottish. You cannot be proud of being white. It's not a thing. On the flip side, black folk have to say Black Lives Matter because we were stolen from a country that we loved and were forced to be here, stripped of our heritage and our identities. All we know is our blackness. There's a difference between saying Black Lives Matter and White Lives Matter. I will say that again. There's a difference between Black Lives Matter and White Lives Matter.
All right, and I'm gonna stop it right there. This is probably another like 10 seconds of him just reiterating it. And going from that, how do y'all feel?
From my point of view, I can see his point, what he's saying, but you do have different people, because United States is a melting pot, and we got different people, black people from other cultures or countries that came here that do have their heritage, but then you have black African Americans, and a lot of people like to just say black Americans now, that came here from slave trade and everything like that. So I see what he's saying, like, we're stripped of our culture and our culture had to be made here besides what was just passed down to us and what was forced upon us. And, us being segregated and separated. So I see what he's saying, like, all the other cultures were able just to migrate here by their own free will. I don't want to say everything that happened because I don't know all the history, but essentially, majority of them were able just to come over here by their free will.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest thing for people to understand is the concept of like when it's like, white lives matter, whatnot. Like, I think it was like something I even shared earlier from like Abba and Preach when they even talk about the idea of white culture and it doesn't exist. Like a lot of other cultures exist. Like Black culture is a American thing. Like if you go to London, they have wherever their family comes from culture. You go to like the Caribbean, they have these different cultures. Like Black culture in the United States is a thing because of, what went down in history. Like you can find Italian culture, and like if you like, there were even something that they said in the video, Ivan Priest in the video. If you go to Russia and you think like, oh, we're going to share a culture because we're like both white, Russians aren't going to look at like, a white person the same from America as they're going to look at a person from Russia. Like, it's just how it goes down, and it's like it's a very American thing. That whole situation, though.
It is.
Yeah.
And we're not going to say that no one discriminates depending on your color in other countries as well. No. But when it comes to being Black in America, if you didn't come from like Haiti or somewhere like that, then you were brought over here from slave trade and you lost your culture besides what was passed down. Like it was just taken from you and you was forced into this society on this land.
But even like that, like if you go to like, if you go to like you look at Hispanic culture, like some people like they will try to lump Hispanics together. As much as people try to, we all have different cultures, even though families might speak the same language, even the same languages don't have the same words. So like, you say certain
dialects and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like certain just even like the certain phrases are completely different in like Puerto Rican Spanish compared to Dominican Spanish compared to Panamanian Spanish, and they're all different compared to Castilian Spanish in Spain. So so it's like.
Yeah, they could tell. You could tell like they're easily distinguishable depending on where you're from. So
exactly.
So that's what gets me. It's like, so I wouldn't take offense from him saying like there's no such thing as like the whole white lives situation. I wouldn't take offense to what he was saying.
Me either.
But then I'm not white either.
I think it's more. And this me, Max in his head. This is Max headcanon, how he thinks. This is all more just a way of it's all just hate. It's really just hate and demonizing a particular person. Could it be because of his skin color? Could it be because of or is it just solely because of what he said and rubbed people the wrong way? I don't see anything. The way it starts off, I can see someone quirking an eyebrow like, hold up, what do you mean by that? But as you keep listening to him, it's not about he's sanctioning, he's going towards the culture of it all. He's not going towards the color of it all, or at least for white people, because they have the luxury of doing that.
See, that's the thing though. It's like who was saying it? That was the new PogChamp or something was saying.
Yes. He was the one saying that.
The situation with that is, it's like the same time he's saying that, it's hard because I don't think a lot of people have the depth to have those conversations. Because you have a lot of YouTubers, Twitch people, and they'll say it, and they'll kind of say like, in like how we're doing, like in a few sentences here and there. But if you go to like a anthropologist, I want to say that's the study of people.
Yeah.
If you look at if an anthropologist goes into it, they'll be able to break it down to the common denominator where like the simplest person can understand. Which
right.
I feel like it's like it will take someone of that type of level to break it down so the average person can understand, but it's something that we don't really talk to average people about. So
right, you have like a general understanding, and then people just pick bits and pieces that they hear from media and they just go off of that without doing their own research, and then it leads to the situation we have with a PogChamp and what he said, because people just don't understand the whole background of it.
Yeah, and I like what Twitch is doing with this particular, with the PogChamp thing, giving other people a platform for them to be able to get exposed and get more popularity and notoriety for their channel and their Twitch and all that. But even with that, with this article that I read from PC Gamer, and like I said, it was a day ago when this article was sent out, Twitch still hasn't really hasn't made any kind of comment about this after the fact. The next person in line is going to be a female, and she is like ready for the negative comments, because I don't want to make any assumption, but this particular person, well, anyways, but yeah, it's an interesting, very dear is going to be the next female that's going to be a PogChamp on this. And yeah, it's weird because, like I said, this is not a political channel, and but I feel like this is a sensitive topic that should be handled with care because of how people can really troll and take things so far over a fucking video game. And so, and I know people feel strongly about things. They have fans feel strongly about things. This guy Gutierrez, Geekos, what's his name? I forget his name. Yeah, I guess he's big in the fighting community, and the fighting community video game fighting community has been going through a lot of bullshit. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and people are really showing their colors right now, and
quote unquote colors.
Yeah, quote unquote colors. No pun intended. It's I don't really know. I don't really know what's going forward with this. I don't know if better regulated rules. Like there's certain points in this article where he talks about things that the Twitch community can do better going forward. Yeah.
Are they gonna start censoring stuff just because somebody makes an opinion?
Oh, no,
is that gonna get out of hand?
That's the thing. They've already censored stuff. That's all platforms have been censored.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, like, they're gonna take it to another level. Is that what they plan on doing, or?
Well, let me read this real quick. This is a little insert. He reached out to Twitch recently. Jones reached out to his Twitch contact about the abuse when it first began, but said that he was unable to provide further information immediately because by that time it had gotten so much worse. He submitted a feedback on the experience a day later, but at that time of writing, he still hadn't received any further response from Twitch. I do not know what they plan on doing, and if there's a discussion, I have not heard a thing. He has ideas for what Twitch can do to improve its platform for marginalized streamers. What he doesn't have is confidence that Twitch has that will do actually that. Hold up, my bad. Twitch has the will to actually follow through on them. Yeah.
Well, they done passed 2 PogChamps already, because he was.
Yeah. Maybe they're biding their time and they just wanted to disappear. I don't want to speak for them because they don't want to get into this. They don't want to look bad themselves overall. I have no idea. It's a very touchy subject.
Because the thing too, I think like the PogChamp is every day they change it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a daily thing.
It's cool. A daily thing. They're changing it every day. So his was the first one, the 11th. So his was the first Monday. And good luck. Okay. It's like, because people, the whole monitoring thing is an issue that no one knows how to deal with at the moment. Because like, even if, I don't know if y'all remember when PlayStation updated their terms of use conditions, like
conditions, or
terms and conditions for using the messaging, that they now monitor all messages on their system. And that's part of the reason. Like there's so many, you pretty much they're having to hire way too many people to make sure people aren't out here just yelling out racist stuff or being ridiculous, or like home dude, like Omega Jones, right? That's his name?
Yeah, Omega
Jones. He said what he said, and people who are not educated to the situation are going to respond how they're going to respond.
Negatively.
And if they don't cross the terms line, like I don't know exactly what was said to him. So like if they're calling him out of his name, saying like, this and that, there's a good chance that they could ban those people. But if it's more along the lines of there's like, well, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that, there's not much you can do for someone being, unless they put that into terms and conditions, like terms of use.
Yeah. He does make suggestions. Let me get back to it. I'm so sorry. Let me get back to it. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. All right, that's right. Jones believes Twitch needs to take 2 immediate steps in order to demonstrate a real commitment to change. Begin speaking out loudly, consistently, and often against trolls, racists, and other abusers, and imposing meaningful consequences for hateful behavior, not just from your viewers, but from other streamers as well, such as those who incited their audience against him in the first place. So there's other streamers that are also going against, like saying grimy shit to him.
With that, Twitch needs to step in on those. Like, depending on what
if somebody makes one comment, then people just keep going in on that comment. Okay,
yeah, it could be from popular streamers.
Okay,
yeah.
It's like if you have a community, it's the streamers, like especially like you're a full-time streamer. Your job is to make sure you keep your community in check. It's like you if they're going off, like you say something wild and then they going off and they're mimicking it and they running with it, that's on them. But I don't know.
I think stopping trolls and constant moderation of or monitoring of a lot of these chats, possibly, like you said, Sony, or was it Sony you said had the terms and condition when it comes to monitoring chats? And,
yeah, but it's not. It's a part of it's AI. Other part is if you report it, they already have a recording. So you like say if you report something like, man, last night someone so said this and that to me. Sony's like, all right, you said last night, you know around what time? They go right back and just pull it up. So, but
I mean, it's I don't want to drag too much into it. I don't know. I know this could be a really touchy subject, and we kind of have to be not politically correct, but kind of because honestly, the whole thing with the Go whatever the fuck the dude's name is or his gamer tag name, Ryan Gutierrez. A lot of this shit. I don't want to talk too much on the shit that but I'm really glad, or at least I saw Twitch make a good move by taking him completely off. I don't know if they took him off Twitch, but I know they took him off the PogChamp thing. And a lot of these kids, or at least people our age, I'm assuming they're kids, but a lot of these people on Twitch that are a part of these communities, that are in these chats and talking, like these emoticons mean a lot to these people. Like, if you look some of this stuff up, you see how devastated some of these people are. Like, I don't even know if they're trolling or not, but there's people that are really invested into this shit. And
it's like status, right?
You said what?
It's like status.
Yeah, like it's people use them as inside jokes or things like emoticons right now are so popularized in modern conversation.
Well, that's the thing though. He didn't like the emoticon either.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't.
He didn't care for it to begin with, so he got a win on that one. So
yeah, but I think there's a responsibility. I feel like there's a certain responsibility as someone that has such a huge community. Like we can assume that he has a big community within the Twitch world. Go ahead, Thomas.
Well, I was gonna say on a side note, that shows there's a problem there also. If say you become an emoticon in the Twitch, on Twitch or something like that, and they're people using your face or something like that. At that point, if you don't want to be the emoticon, you're like, well, it's known, like it's openly known you don't like to be the emoticon, but they're still letting people use your face as the emoticon. Is not a problem in itself too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a right to your face, right? Or do you sign that away in the user agreement for using Twitch?
It depends. In the United States, there's nothing you can't really. Well, no, there's multiple. That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole. But in the United States, like it's something like that because no one's making money off of it. You don't have anything. I don't think you could do in the UK or in Europe. You have forms of you can go through to deal with that. You have the right to be forgotten in the UK.
I don't know, man. It was just an interesting topic. I just kind of wanted to pick y'all brain on that, see what y'all thought, and I really hope I want to check more of this type of exposure. Though it was negative, I kind of want to check more of this guy's streams out. Like even though he plays Overwatch, I've never really been an Overwatch player.
You play Overwatch?
Nah, I played it. I think I've never played it. I've only watched people play.
I only watched people play too.
No, I played a little bit of it a while back. But no, like this is a type of exposure. Like people can kind of, you know, not rally behind. There's nothing expected of, nothing to that extreme, but something more of along the lines of support. You know what I mean? And though this Gutierrez guy is saying a bunch of shit, I mean, he still has his opinion in the end of the day. And whether it's like, I think there's a certain responsibility being taken in with these streamers, these people that have these big communities. Excuse me. And yeah, you have freedom to say what you want, but don't provoke, don't incite this type of violence to bring more pain. People died over this shit. So I think there's a level of tone. There should be a certain tone. Like, don't be tone deaf with this shit. Like, feel how you feel, but choose your words wisely. That's all I'm saying.
But again,
you still can't be silent though. You can't be silent.
I'm about to say again though. I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here. I don't believe in it because I don't believe in a lot of this stuff. But Gutex, whatever his name is, believes in what Alex Jones is pushing. You know, he believes in the InfoWars stuff. He's 100% on board with it. So in his mind, he's not saying anything wrong.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I read a little bit on that too.
Yeah. So if he believes he's right, that's the thing. Like, that's my biggest thing. If you believe you're right, you got to stand on what you stand on and take them licks. Because if you're right, it'll come out in the end. I don't think he's right at all. But if you are right, it will come out in the end. And that's the biggest thing. People thinking, well, I want to be able to say what I want to say without any repercussions. Like, you know, come tomorrow, we can wake up, everyone is excessively right-leaning, and then we're the ones who are out. Now, if we want to stand on that, like not being excessively right-leaning conservative, we got to take them licks, or we got to fall in line. Either or. That's how society works.
Nah, you ain't wrong. Yeah. But yeah, thanks, fellas, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest because it kind of bothered me. I kind of went through it earlier, kind of searching through some stuff so we could actually talk about some shit because so much went past these past 3 weeks. This one really struck me the most, other than the other topic that I had, but I could hold that off for another time. But I'm good. I just wanted to bring that to the table. So whoever wants to jump back in, we can keep it rolling.
So I'll jump in real quick. Mine's is nowhere near as heated. You know, I'm gonna go back to Netflix. Netflix always putting out shows every single time I turn around.
We need to cool down anyway. So help me out, James.
It's not turning around. Netflix is putting out something different. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's not. You know, I understand that they fund different projects and then they let people run with it. And hopefully their production team is good because Netflix say, hey, that's a good idea. Go for it. What they put out is what they put out. So the topic or the series I'm bringing up is Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit is a mini series. It's just like one season, and it's about this little girl who is an orphan named Beth Harmon, and her mother ends up dying. She becomes an orphan, and she's showing her life growing up. And as she's growing up, she gains an interest in playing chess. But when she gains an interest in playing chess, she gets super good and basically becomes a prodigy. And it shows how her life progressed through that and the struggle she has while being a orphan, and how she makes herself successful by continuing to work hard and working towards something she loves. And a lot of people are not able to do that. Like, I know we all have loves and stuff that we have interest in, but usually we got to go work our 9 to 5 and just put our love on the back burner unless we find a way to make money from it, because we still have to live in society. But, you know, not everybody does that. But I feel like that's the kind of like the American way, unless you're able to get into, like, you love playing basketball and you end up being a basketball star because you're that good at it. But with this one, she's really good at chess, and she's like the first woman chess player that's this good. And she ends up going against people that are really good, and guys don't accept her at first. And she has to break into the society because it's male dominated, and people are not used to women. This is the 1950s era. Not used to women being so smart or being able to dominate men at something. And she basically kills the game. Like, you know, I like how it shows her story progression, her struggles that she deals with, like, you know, being addicted to certain things. And because I don't want to give too many things about the plot, because I want you to keep your interest. But it's definitely a series worth watching. It's not that long. Maybe each episode is about 40 something minutes or so. And honestly, she does a really good job. And I think they do a really good job showing the suspense of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this. This one's been surfacing around a lot for the past like month, right?
Essentially, I was it
back in
December or something.
I think back in November.
I was thinking November, October. I had it pulled up, but I'm on my phone, so I can't pull it right back up.
You're good. Yeah, I think it came out around the middle of November. But yeah, this has been a show that's been in my queue for grit. Like I saw the trailer for it, and
October.
October. Okay,
that's what I thought I seen October. Okay.
No, like the actress. I don't know the actress on the woman that plays her. What her actual name is?
Something Joy.
What's her name? Anna Taylor-Joy. Yeah, she has a certain unique look to her.
She does.
And it's not jarring, but it's like there's a certain attractiveness, but also like a awkwardness of her that's appealing. And I feel like the role she's playing. So what?
Just keep on digging.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying she has a unique look. She's like an awkward cute. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's like somebody. She has the features of somebody that can draw you in. Like you think, like, oh, could she be a model just because she looks different than what you expect? Like she kind of stands out in her own way. That's it.
And I'm not trying to belittle her from her looks, but I've never seen the show, so I'm only going off visually what I've seen like in posters and in trailers. But throughout the trailer, it seems really interesting how she maneuvers. I feel like within the show they're kind of explaining how she thinks when she plays chess. I'm assuming.
Yes, it does.
So like 17 too, man.
She's what?
17.
It shows a grown up kid.
I'm about to say, don't do that to me, bro. Yo,
when they portray her in the show, they show her as younger, and then she gets older as she goes through the show.
About to make me feel horrible. We about to get canceled for real. No, yeah, it seemed like an interesting show. I still have it in my queue. Like I put it in my favorites so I could look back. I've been watching a bunch of other shit on Netflix for real. But,
it makes you want to learn how to play chess if you don't know how to play chess. Like seriously, it's intricate. Like it's like, it's definitely a mind game. And if you're really good at it, you timed and everything, you just killing this. It's like it's a community, it's a culture. Like I don't know.
It's a good game.
It's very empowering for women for her to do what she did.
Yeah, it's a good game to teach patience also. Patience,
it does.
Self-control.
If you have patience, because that can be what's the word I'm looking for?
Frustrating.
Yeah, that could be frustrating too. Like, if you play the game well, you can frustrate the other person. You can throw them off your game. So it's definitely a thing.
Completely.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I read statistically after Queen's Gambit was released, after like the first 2 weeks, chess boards have been selling like a lot. Like people have been taking like this. That's just how that's why I love media so much, because little shows or TV shows, movies, whatever, they can encourage people so much that it would change their whole lifestyle, that they want to kind of emulate what they see on TV. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen the movie Split?
Split's crazy.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
She was in that.
McAvoy.
She was the girl in that.
Oh, she was the girl. Yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she did a good job.
I was wondering if she was in anything else, but I couldn't remember her face though.
James McAvoy took over that whole fucking movie. He did a really good job. Really, really good job. All right, so that's cool. Yeah. Queen's Gambit. Yeah, that's gonna be another one that I gotta get into. Dan.
Definitely check it out. Yeah. I do have one other really quickly, and that is the second season of His Dark Materials.
Oh yeah, you and Naj have been going crazy over that show.
Man, His Dark Materials is one of those shows that like it's just captivating because it has I always call her X-23. That's her. She's just I just cannot get over calling her X-23. I can't remember what her name is, but if you haven't watched His Dark Materials, watch season 1, then watch season 2. It's about a little girl, and everybody has their daemon. People try, it's not a demon, it's a daemon, and it's like this separate self, and it's usually an animal spirit. and like it changes depending on your character and your personal feelings, and you talk to it like you're conscious and is able to interact with the world just like you are. And if you get killed, it dies, and if it gets killed, you die. So, but there's so many other things. It's like, there's fairies or witches, and you got people in the church. You got people that kind of like marauders and move around all the time. Orphans. It's everything. It's a show that's like very good. Remember The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, or like
Narnia.
Yeah, Narnia.
It gives me that vibe.
I want to make a comparison to that, but you know how it had like animals in it and stuff like that, and able to talk and everything. But except for this time, the animals' spirits is the actual spirit of the person themselves, and it changes. Yeah. By the time you get older, it finally just changes into what your final form is going to be, and it just sticks with that. And like it can get angry, like it feels all your emotions, everything. So it's definitely a show worth watching out, like with different worlds and everything in it. Like it grabs your attention because you just want to know how it's going to end and what's going to happen next.
Yeah, that's
second season topped the first season, and I think the next season, which is going to be the last season, is going to be even better.
Yeah, I think I read that the next season is going to be the last.
And McAvoy is in it. What's his name? What's
James McAvoy?
Yeah, James McAvoy is in it. Yes.
Yeah, that's another good. He's a pretty good actor. I like James McAvoy.
It's kind of crazy how they're both from the X-Men universe,
Yeah, he plays Professor X and she plays X-23.
Yep.
Laura McKinney, I think that's her name in the comic books.
Yes, yeah.
Laura McKinney. All right, cool. Yeah, thanks, James.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little segue in from some serious shit to some nice little copacetic, easy shit. I like that.
And we'll be right back.
Yes. All right, we're back from the quick intermission that we just had. Mr. Thomas, you're gonna be our last and final for the new year of this episode. Let's go ahead and finish it off, baby.
All right, let me tell you. I've been playing Pokemon. No.
Hey, first of all, don't joke. Pokemon is great. My son
y'all need to play Temtem. But I've been keeping up with this Lucasfilm Games thing, which out of nowhere they dropped the sizzle reel of like they announced that they're gonna start a whole division called Lucasfilm Games. And so people were, like Monday, people were questioning what's that mean? Because they dropped that sizzle reel. By Tuesday, they already announced that they're making an Indiana Jones game, original story. And that's going to be done by Machine Games, which is under Bethesda. So people are wondering if that's going to be an Xbox exclusive or it's going to be multiple systems. Exactly. And people are like, well, it's Indiana Jones, so it might not have to deal because EA had the exclusivity rights to Star Wars, or they had. Because today, they announced that they're making an open world RPG with Massive, Ubisoft Massive up north. And so now that's definitely not EA. But then LucasArts Games came out saying that they still are going to work with EA on some games. So we're probably still going to get Last Jedi or Fallen Jedi 2.
Yeah.
So we still might get another one of those. But so now they're just
Jedi game. So we're gonna get an open world Star Wars game.
Yep, open world RPG.
Whoa, oh man.
I'm
trying not to be excited for it because I don't want to be hyped, but it could be crazy.
Get hyped. Get all the way hyped.
It could be crazy. If they do
pre-workout hype.
It could be. I know. I'm trying not to. I'm not a nerd. I'm just wondering about this.
Think about it though.
It's great.
It could be open world Mass Effect, pretty much.
Right?
Here we go.
See?
Here we go.
See?
Don't hype me like that. Nah, man, don't do it like that, man.
And you're not done yet, Thomas. But I'm most likely going to be the bad guy in this. But go ahead, continue. Get ready.
Just hating on
me. Get ready.
But it's interesting because it's like now they can work with people to make whatever type of I'm trying to think, what's LucasArts? I'm trying to think what else did LucasArts work on, like the studio.
I'll check it out. Keep talking.
Like pretty much, so all those properties are now open for them to make, games and movie or more games with, and now they're not going to be like just only held to one studio. They can work with whoever fits the division, like what Marvel's doing. Like, because Marvel, they decided we're going to work with whoever fits the idea. So that's how they went with Insomniac and made the Spider-Man game. And then, but it's also how they came up with the Avengers game. They went with who they figured would be the right people for that. So I'm like,
wait, were there any Ubisoft involved with Spider-Man?
Wait, what?
Was Ubisoft involved with Spider-Man at all?
No, only Insomniac was involved. That's
Insomniac. Okay.
Sony. Yeah. So
before Insomniac, it was Activision that was with a lot of.
Oh, Activision. That's the one I was thinking of. Activision. I was thinking of Activision.
Activision had the rights for Spider-Man for a good while.
Yeah, but then like Marvel, and because Marvel and Lucasfilms and all that are owned by Disney. So instead of giving these exclusivity contracts, they're like, yo, we're gonna just figure out who works best for the property. Which
I think that's a smart move.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And then they're gonna make sure it's like, so it's a LucasArts or Lucasfilms game. They're gonna put the little sizzle reel in the beginning. So they're like, we're gonna have our own branch department for games, but they're not gonna bring it in-house like they used to back in the day, which did have some questionable games come out. So
and you're saying LucasArts or Lucasfilms games?
Lucasfilms for the games, because LucasArts is the old one that's defunct as of 2013.
Yeah, I'm saying, did you want to see what kind of games they made? What games they made back in LucasArts?
They made games like Monkey Island. I was thinking of that's what I'm thinking they're gonna go with the movie stuff instead of the game stuff, because the game stuff was like Monkey Island, Full Throttle, Grim Fandango, whole bunch of stuff that a lot of people don't know about unless like you were
I was curious to say.
Like, and some of them
Force Unleashed. They did the Force Unleashed. I remember playing that game.
But that's Star Wars though.
Yeah, the Star Wars stuff people know of. The other stuff has been sold off, like Sam and Max. I don't know who has Sam and Max now. But
Sam and Max is the old one.
It's like,
all right, so Ubisoft is pretty much getting the rights, or they're going to be a part of this whole open world dynamic with Star Wars.
Anyone's going to be part of it now.
Anyone, but wasn't it? Didn't you say Ubisoft was going to be a part of it?
Ubisoft is doing the open world RPG game.
All right,
but Lucasfilms is able to go whatever studio they want to, depending on who fits the bill for the game. Okay.
Yeah, which is dope because EA Games has been neglecting and not doing that great.
Well, the games they've released have been on point. Like what was the last one that they did with Remedy? That game was on point. With the dude who played what's the name of that game?
Are you talking about Unleashed?
No. Unleashed is old. Like the Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, the most recent one.
Yeah, that one is from everything I've seen. I haven't played it because it's almost like Souls-like, but then you do planet tripping and stuff like that. The production of that game, the critical feedback, like critic feedback, and then the player feedback has always been like phenomenal. Like
really.
Yeah, it's like it got a 9 out of 10 on Steam from user feedback.
Oh,
I thought they did. Oh, I must be thinking of another game because I thought that game did not do very good.
No, that game did great. It's like was
there any Star Wars games that didn't do great, like Last Jedi or?
And it's actually not the most recent one, but it's the most recent one was Rogue Company or Rogue Squadron, something like that.
Something like that.
And that was just a pure multiplayer. It was built for VR, but it's a pure multiplayer space.
The developer for the Fallen Order is Respawn Entertainment.
Yeah, so that's another EA company. But then
I might have to check this one because I thought it did bad. I'm not a big. All right, so let me get back. Let me ask about this Ubisoft thing, right? Or Ubisoft doing this open world Star Wars game, right? Wasn't the Old Republic an old RPG game for PC?
Yeah, that was done by BioWare. BioWare used to have doing.
Didn't BioWare do Mass Effect, or am I wrong?
Yeah, That's what they
Okay.
did before Mass Effect was the Star Wars RPGs. I want to say.
Well, they
And
got Mass Effect right to put that out.
And Old Republic is seen as known as one of the good Star Wars games that's been out.
Yeah, they had.
From what I remember.
They had his like The Force Unleashed. That was another one.
This is just me being me. Y'all know me. So with this Ubisoft deal, this open world. All right. So how many open worlds Ubisoft is known for? Assassin's Creed, right? Assassin's Creed is probably known for its most open world, right?
So, I gotta go.
You see where I'm going. You see where I'm going. I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Ubisoft is known for open world games.
All right.
Do I need to go down the list?
Yeah,
I mean, Watch Dogs.
Give me three. Give me three.
I'll give you three. Watch Dogs. I'll give you more than three. Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, Ghost Recon, Far Cry.
Far Cry. Okay.
Division. That is their bread and butter. Is open world.
Okay.
But are they? All right. I don't want to be that. I'm not going to be that guy. But maybe because it's me personally. I don't. The only game that I can say I enjoyed open world wise from Ubisoft has been Assassin's Creed, and the last Assassin's Creed game that I played that was really good in my opinion so far. Not so far because I can't say the Greek one. What was the Greek one called again?
Odyssey
is decent.
And then they just made Eternal Phoenix Rising. They make open world games.
They made that?
Yeah, that's Ubisoft. That's what they made Odyssey.
I haven't played a lot of these games. I played Watch Dogs. I played Assassin's Creed. I think there's why Ubisoft? Because of the fact they have so many, like the critical acclaim for these open world games that they had. The only one that I see that stepped out of the ether of all open worlds within Ubisoft has been Assassin's Creed.
See, all right. I'm gonna drop a little video game history lesson. So Ubisoft was almost bought by Vivendi. And then when they started hitting all the open world games out the park, they made enough money that someone couldn't buy them out. People like Ubisoft open world games. Like the Division people love the Division. The people who like Assassin's Creed love Assassin's Creed. It's like, the thing is, it's like they don't really make crossovers. I don't feel like I'm a rare person who plays a lot of them, but I don't play the Far Cry games. I don't like the first person open world, besides Cyberpunk, which is weird. But a lot of people don't cross over. Like the Assassin's Creed fan is probably not the same fan who likes Far Cry or Ghost Recon. And it's just, but then like for me, I like the Division. I played both of them to completion, put like at least 100 hours in probably both of them. And now you're telling me that team is making a Star Wars game? I'm in. Like you don't play the Division either, though.
You know my history with Division. You know my history with Division. I tried playing the game. I tried my hardest. I couldn't get into it. See? I couldn't. My uncle was trying to get me on Division, and my uncle is in his 50s, and he loves that game. I couldn't get into it.
I'm telling you. I'm like, and the detail that they put in those games. Like I remember I was playing with one of my homeboys, we were playing the Division 2, and I'm sitting there walking through because it's in DC. And I'm walking through and I stopped and I'm like, yo, I remember taking photos around here, took a couple of turns, and a sculpture that I remember taking a photo of sitting right there. Like I can tell you certain parts of that map from like actually walking them on foot.
I can never talk shit about Ubisoft when it comes to the detail. They do that really well. They pay good close attention to detail with a lot of their things, background wise, history, all that. I give them that. I just think the open world aesthetic, like how they build around their open world, kind of fall flats for me.
Do you like open world though?
I do. I enjoy something, but I've come on here before and say that I'm not the biggest fan of open world games. See? Depending on what it is. Right now, Cyberpunk is considered an open world game, and I really like it with all the bugs considered. And we don't need to get into that. But there's like Assassin's Creed. The first 3 Assassin's Creed games I really enjoyed because of how open world it is. It's just I think there's like when it came to Division, I felt like Ubisoft fell off a bit. It never really catered to what I enjoyed about open world.
But then you're not a fan of are you a fan of looters?
I don't mind looters. I've been trying to be more open-minded with looters. I
don't get it then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a different. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know I'm not gonna be. It's gonna be taken bad on my stance. I just don't think Ubisoft it's going to knock it out the park with this. And I'll stand on that ledge until it comes. And you guys can push me off when it gets 10 critically acclaimed and whatever.
I'm not gonna push you off because I haven't played enough of their open world games. I mean, I played Assassin's Creed.
And see, that's like some of the stuff that Assassin's Creed is doing now. I remember it starting in Division. And same thing with some of the stuff Ghost Recon's doing. I remember that starting in Division.
Definitely played Ghost Recon. Definitely played that too.
And that's the thing. It's like with the fact that they're also calling it an open world RPG, which I think that was the biggest misselling point of the Division that people didn't catch on to. It was an RPG because everyone's like, oh, you can shoot the guy in the head, he won't die. I'm like, because they have hit points. You have armor, they have hit points. You have hit points. It's an RPG. But they didn't want to call it that. They wanted to call it I forgot what they wanted to call it, but
shooter.
It's just an RPG
shooter. But I get it. Trust me. I really do hope they make this because I've been really.
That would be epic.
I've never been the biggest Star Wars fan, and I know you guys are. I don't know if you guys are the biggest Star Wars fans, but I've been really getting into it, especially with The Mandalorian, the TV show. And I used to play the video games when I was young. I really liked the world. The lightsabers were always a thing for me as a kid. But I hope Ubisoft does it. I really do. So I can stand correctly.
It's just the thing. We don't even know if it's going to be about Jedis or not. It could be because the Star Wars world has so many different factions you can pull from. You could be a whole.
That's how they able to come with so many movies. So.
Yeah. You could be a random person who just knows martial arts. You end up being a team of what's the Mandalorians?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like
Mandalorians.
So like Rogue One, best movie to me that they made.
You liked it? I never watched it. I heard bad.
You haven't watched Rogue One? Okay, so you know how Star Wars. You know how Star Wars is like this thing that people like, oh, it's just a nerd, movie or series that people watch. I'm not trying to be sexist, but there were so many females that loved it too. There was like, oh my goodness, this is just a great movie in general. It's a great movie in general. Yeah. Star Wars is not, without the label, it was just a great movie.
Not to drag this out, but that was going to be one of my objectives this Christmas break, but I totally didn't do it. I was going to watch the whole Star Wars series movies, and I was going to try to watch the cartoons too, the episodes, because there's a lot.
Yo, you're just trying to take your whole break.
The cartoon series is amazing. Cartoon series is amazing. I still need to finish it, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I want to catch back in because the Star Wars world, like the franchise, is really, and they're like they're not retconning, but they're finding ways to include so much and like find little pockets to include more story that it doesn't come off.
Oh no,
forced.
Star Wars retconned a whole bunch once Disney bought.
They retcon. I know with the recent movies that's been like a lot of hate right now.
Well, no, the movies aren't retconned. They retconned pretty much all the side content. They're doing novels now again, but they retcon all the novels and the old content.
I'm really invested in the Mandalorian world, but only because of the Mandalorian TV show.
But I mean, they're about to do what's the other guy's name?
Boba Fett.
Yeah, they're about to do him. They're gonna go back to the Mandalorian if they don't add something else in between there. So
and they talk about making old girl having her have a spinoff too, but she's going through a lot of shit. What's her name? Gina something. Yeah, the one that helps on the Mandalorian, the female, the muscular one. Yeah, she's going.
Stands by what she says though. So
yeah, things outside the show, but we won't get into that.
Yeah,
we've done enough political shit.
Kind of goes to okay. Well, I'm gonna say like on Metacritic, Ubisoft is a solid 80 developer. Like most of their games hit in the 80s, besides Assassin's Creed Unity. But
we can talk about that.
So it's not going to be it's probably not going to be a 10 or a 9, but the Division.
If they hit an 8.8, I'm gonna be happy. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be happy.
We'll see. I'm sure the development is gonna be for the next probably two or 3 years. So we'll find out. I will. If we still have this channel by that time, which we will.
What's the other game? Far Cry? Far Cry is like.
I got it. I'm gonna try to keep up with mine. I don't
No,
have
you're
that.
No,
I
you're
don't
not.
have that 100%. No, I am. I really am. I'm gonna give 100. I'm not gonna have 100% faith in Ubisoft.
You're
But
gonna hear the blaster, but that sounds too much like robots in video. No.
yeah, I'm fix everything. No, but we're gonna end it right
But
there.
there are robots. There are robots in Star Wars, though.
You don't like
I was gonna put it
robots
out there.
Androids, robots, everything. Damn it! I thought the Mandalorian was Android at first. Anyways, I'm joking. Please don't hate me. YouTube world, do not hate me.
Somebody comment on that,
Crash.
please.
Someone please don't hate me. Please don't. No, but yes, we're gonna end it right there. We came in with some good topics from the 3 weeks hiatus. We'll try to keep coming back with some more, y'all. And we'll hopefully Bruno could join, King could join us in the next one too. But yeah, we got it off. We had a good vacation. We're trying to be back. We're trying to make this year a better visual entertainment for you guys. So please look forward to it. It's just gonna take some time to bear with us. But once again, this is Media Marauders. This is Max, Thomas,
What do you do?
and James. Please, everyone, have a safe night. Thank you for coming back for the ones that did come back. And so please click like and subscribe. Don't forget that bell on the side for all Media Marauders content. And yeah, we're done. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.